All right, let's bring in now Senator Paul Scarr, the Shadow Immigration Minister. Paul, thanks for your time. Now, you're a member of the Liberal...
Good to be with you, Sharri.
You're a member of the Liberal moderate faction. Would you be disappointed to see the Liberal Party drop net zero?
Well, first, I don't describe myself as a member of any faction of the party. I've been a member of the Liberal Party since I was 17, so 38 years ago. In terms of the debate we're having in relation to emissions reduction policy, I think we're making positive progress. I thought we had a really, really good meeting last Friday where there were many members of the Liberal Party in attendance. With Dan Tehan, it was a very well-chaired meeting. We had an exchange of views with respect to different perspectives right across from regional members, senators from right across the country. And I think there are a lot of things we agree on. We agree electricity prices are too high. We agree there still needs to be emissions reduction, but we've got to get the balance right. And I think we can work constructively together and get the answer.
What do you think the right answer is?
From my perspective, we've got to get the electricity prices down. It's just crippling Australian households, it's crippling Australian businesses. I'm seeing that in my home state of Queensland, where the Mount Isa smelter, the Townsville copper refinery, we're in trouble. We're seeing that with Tomago. I'm seeing it in terms of mortgage stress. But what does that mean in terms of an
energy position? Does that mean you dump net zero?
Well, I think it means a focus has to be on bringing electricity prices. We certainly do not have net zero at any cost. That's unacceptable. We cannot have net zero at any cost. So we have to see what's practical, what makes common sense for Australia at this point in time. From my perspective, I think we need to have a serious discussion with respect to nuclear energy. It doesn't make any sense to me at all that we'll have nuclear-powered submarines in ports all around Australia, but we won't, from the Labor Party and Greens perspective, won't use nuclear power to generate electricity. Doesn't make any sense to me at all.
There are widespread media reports today that Ley's leadership is vulnerable. Do you think Sussan Ley is on borrowed time?
I support Sussan as our leader. She won the party ballot. I think Sussan has worked extremely hard. She's introduced policy procedures, policy-making procedures, which give every person in the party an opportunity to have their input. So I think Sussan needs to be given an opportunity. I really think it's important that Sussan is given every opportunity.
Now, in your own portfolio area, as I said, you're Shadow Immigration Minister. Now, you know, everyone's been focusing on net zero, but you gave a speech recently at the Migration Institute and you said this. You said, we will take time to get our immigration policy right. We will listen to the community. The policy development process will be iterative and continuous. It will evolve throughout the term. Paul, this sounds like you're avoiding a decision on migration numbers.
I respectfully disagree. I think it reflects the fact that we need to get all of the data and the evidence. We need to talk to stakeholders and get their views. And I can tell you the immigration rate for the year ending 31 March 2025 was 315,900. It's too high.
So what do you think it should come down to?
On a number of benchmarks. Well, on a number of benchmarks, the 10-year average before the COVID-19 pandemic was 216,000. So it's still 100,000 above that level. But at the same time, Sharri, as you know, we've got a housing supply issue. And the government's own State of the Housing Market report for 2025 indicated that if we keep going along baseline population growth, in 5 years' time, we're going to have a shortage of houses in the tens of thousands. So we've got to do the work to get that balance right between addressing skill shortages, and we've got skill shortages all across Australia, including in regional Australia especially, and make sure that governments at all three levels are working together to provide the infrastructure, the housing and the services Australians need.
Paul, I just want to get to your policy position though. Sorry to interrupt, but I just want to get to your policy position though. What do you think the migration level should be?
Well, the migration level needs to be a level that's sustainable. What that actual figure is...
What is it? Is it 100,000 a year? Is it 200,000 a year?
Well, that's the work we're doing in terms of working out what the figure should be. And I've given you a few benchmarks. The 10 years prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, it was 216,000.
Why does it take 6 months to come up with a policy like this?
Well, I think it's a complicated matter. I think it's a complicated matter in terms of balancing the issues around skill shortages on the one hand and making sure that we don't cut off our nose, spite our face in terms of the need for agricultural communities to have the workers they need, for our regional hospitals to have the workers they need, and on the other hand, to achieve balance in terms of housing supply. This is not an easy matter, and one of the things I want to avoid is coming out with a figure that the government can simply work at attacking and breaking down and finding ways in which they can assault that figure. We need to do the work, and we need to do it from the ground up in terms of each visa category as well.
All right. Paul Scarr, thank you very much for coming on the show. Appreciate your time.